Hello, everybody. There we go. Welcome to Red Sky City, episode 1. How we doing? Hope everyone's in good shape. This is the second episode, but last episode was sort of a backstory. So if you're just joining us, I'm Tormented by Gnomes. I'll be your game master. And we are joined by Seltzer Please, Sideshow Gaming, Golden Boy, and Bren. How is my fantastic cast doing tonight?
PG.
Great.
I didn't realize how close I was cutting it.
Hey, you made
Yeah,
it.
you cut it mad close, dude.
I did make it.
We started the show and Brent almost wasn't here.
Cyberpunk
episode.
always live on the edge, so
Yeah.
don't worry.
No, it was perfect timing. You walked right
Exactly.
in, sat down, and we went go.
Exactly. So if you did not join us last time, Red Sky City Cyberpunk Conspiracy is a role-playing actual play set in the world of the Cyberpunk universe, the same universe that the upcoming 2077 game will be set in. It's set about 30 years before the events of that game in Night City. And 20 years ago, a nuclear device was detonated in the heart of Night City, which has set the stage for everything that's going to happen in our story, and is how it got its nickname, the Red Sky City, because every morning and every evening, we get radioactive fallout that stains the sky this bright crimson red. In our last adventure, we met our heroes. We have Natalie Smith, who's sort of a business corporate person who, wants to climb the ladder, build the perfect life, and if she has to break some legs in the process, it happens, right?
So be it.
And we've got Jim Fingers, a local fixer. Jim owns an apartment complex that our entire cast lives in Night City. This apartment complex is located close to the red zone where the bomb went off 20 years ago. It's a tough part of town, but thanks to a huge network of schemes and deals that Jim has cut, the folks who live here stay relatively safe.
I do my best.
Then we've got Oro, who is a global icon and national treasure, who runs all of his content creation and streaming right out of the building that they all share. A few years ago, he was an esports sensation who retired under mysterious circumstances. And he's got some troubled history with Natalie Smith. The two don't exactly see eye to eye.
Interesting. That's
Is
all
this
I got.
news to you, Golden Boy?
It's all news to me. It's also been a rather crazy week. So yeah, interesting.
Totally fine. And last but not least, we have Jarax Ashwater, played by Bren. Jarax is from overseas. He left the UK in a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
Some angry people on his tail. And he is a cyber surgeon who helps install and maintain cyberware. And do not call him a Ripper Doc. That's an offensive term. And just
True.
because the surgeries he performs are down in the basement does not make him a basement doctor. Thank you very much.
Yep.
So, in the opening of our adventure, almost exactly where we're going to pick up today, our heroes were at the top of their building, and every month or so, Royal, he's a solo who keeps the building safe. Just the reputation of knowing that Royal, this badass mercenary, lives in the building, means that a lot of the local booster gangs and other crime families don't mess with the place. It's a big help. And he organizes these little monthly get-together playing poker up on the roof of the apartment complex. And you've gathered there with some of the other members of the community, including, I believe her name is Gina. She's an odd sort, gray hair, nice sort of grandmotherly type. She has animals she keeps in her apartment, real animals, which is unusual. And she's sort of like a grandmother to Jim Fingers. She's up there making sure everyone's eating carefully. She got her hands on some fresh food. Vitamins and minerals are really important. You can't always be eating kibble, no matter what those Continental Brands folk tell you. And she's up there.
Bren's eating kibble right now.
The stream is sponsored by Continental Brands. And so everyone's up top having a great time, including the Andersons, who's another one of your neighbors. They call themselves a family. They all have tattoos on their knuckles that read Anderson. So, the exact nature of that familial relationship is up for debate. And you were all playing poker and just having a good time. And if I recall correctly, Jerax was cleaning up, right?
I mean, I can be if people want me to.
Well, I was
Yeah,
going
you
through
do
your
pretty well.
I was going through your inventory and I saw like 7 mini bottles of liquor, which is what everyone's gambling. So I'm gonna go with your
That's what you mean by cleaning up. Yes,
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
rinsing everybody a poker. Yep.
There we go. Yep. They were fish and you're a shark.
Yeah, I thought you meant clearing up after everybody at the party. I was
Oh,
like,
no,
well,
no.
I don't know
He's
if
a nice
Jared could
guy.
do that.
Especially not if he's winning. So also to bring everyone up to speed, our heroes, thanks to Oro's cyber hearing and Jim's telescopic cyber implanted eye, you notice some shady figures across the street from you. 2 armed security guards wearing Militech Corporation gear and a suit of some kind who was taking sketches and schematics. He had cyber cameras installed in his shoulders to get, measurements and height and distance and all that stuff. They were taking measurements of your building, and you noticed that the schematics they were drawing were schematics for a network relay tower exactly where you live. And the installation date is tomorrow.
You're welcome, by the way, everybody. So
Now,
awesome.
before we continue with our story, I do want to let everybody know that thanks to the game publisher, our Talasorian Games, we are playing with the full version of the Cyberpunk Red rule set, which has a lot more in it than the Jumpstart kit. I'm super excited, but some of your character sheets may have changed. You have new skills, you have additional skills.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we do. Oh, wow. That's a large amount of different ones.
Yep. We're no longer just using the starter kit. So
Hmm.
we're in much better shape. Your special role abilities that each of your roles get have also changed in some ways, and what you can do with them has changed. I don't want you to worry too much about the specifics, because as usual, you're just going to say, hey, can I do this? Can I do that?
Yeah.
Can I just use the fact that I'm incredibly famous to make this work? And I'll explain to you what to roll and how we do it, and we'll just go from there.
I like it as a resist torture skill.
Yeah,
That's
is-
a good one.
That might come in handy.
I don't
It
know.
also, I mean, it says resist torture and drugs. So I assume this is just the people that have gone through the DARE kind of system as a child.
I would like to think that I've done a great job in my entire life of resisting torture and drugs. So I, for one, am quite proud of myself for getting this far in life.
Should I be concerned if I don't have that?
No, you don't have it.
No, I got
don't?
none of that. Mm-mm.
So you have no ability to resist torture or drugs. What a shame.
Capitalism is torture. So
Nothing to do with that information like right away, but yeah, not on the sheet.
God, I had something mildly amusing to say and it just slipped my brain, so we're just gonna skip that. We are
Is it
gonna
about the condom situation, because we also have a crazy condom
real
situation in
issue.
this world, and we have to elaborate on it.
So observant viewers may notice that we have some of the World of Cyberpunk's sponsors and corporations in our lower left. Just keep an eye on that. You might have updates relevant to that situation. And also a clickbait thumbnail for Oro's latest expose video.
That's right. That's right. I'm exposing the corruption in this city day in and day out. Why? Because I do it for the people, not for the clicks, not for the likes. I do it for the people. And I'm extremely humble.
All right. When we last left our heroes, it's about 8 o'clock at night. The sun is almost set. It's already disappeared behind the skyline of the arcologies that are rising in the corporate zone as things are being rebuilt, and the twisted, burning, empty wreckage of the buildings that were the closest to the Arasaka Towers when they exploded. You were peering over the side, keeping an eye on these folks who are sort of bundling up this easel and their measurement tools, and it looks like they're about to hop in their car and drive off. What would you like to do?
So, have you relayed the information to us, by the way, about what you saw?
yeah, I would have told everybody, because I was talking to Grant as well to keep an eye on the guys. So presumably Grant had tell us that they rode off. I'm considering following them, Joe, but How dangerous are we talking of this city? You know, the areas of the city.
We
Because
literally live next to a nuclear bomb that went off. I'm assuming it's a little dangerous.
So
yeah, but I mean,
there's a phenomenon called the combat zones, of which the red zone
Yeah.
is one and the worst. And the combat zones like take the most over the top version of a scary city that you can imagine from movies in like the the 90s, 80s, and then double that. The people do not go to the combat zones. Those are ruled by the booster gangs, including the clown gang. They have a lot of territory down there. You've got the Red Chrome Legion, who's a bunch of fascists who run around. You've got some Mad Max style, wearing spike. You can hear gunfire every single night from your apartment. Fortunately,
and
it's a little
how
bit
far
down.
away are we from the combat zone?
A couple, 5 blocks.
5 blocks is not very much, is it?
5 blocks away.
It is not. Hey, why do you think the rent is so cheap?
What direction do they go to set off?
Well, it doesn't look like they're going to head in that exact direction. But here's my next question: do you own a vehicle?
I certainly do. Yeah, I have a beautiful motorcycle, my baby. It runs
You own a
on
vehicle?
Yeah, I do. I got myself a motorcycle, max 140 miles per hour.
Trade you 7 mini bottles of synthetic alcohol for it.
Mate, I didn't become a fixer by making deals like that. So keep your balls of liquor.
Okay.
Yeah, I do have a motorcycle. I'm gonna have a. Are they setting off? Have they already gone? Is it even feasible for me to be able to follow them? Take a couple of the Anderson family and
Well, you're at the
persuade them
top.
to head off.
You're at the top of the building. They're going to be on their way in like 30 seconds. The building is 7 floors tall. Yeah, it's 7 floors tall. Your motorcycle is in the basement. You'd have to hustle, or you'd have to, you'd have to pull off some stuff to make that work.
Can you jump off a building, Josh?
No, that isn't one of my skills to be able to glide or float.
A reasonable question in the world of Cyberpunk.
So let me just huff all this helium and float after them, like the guy from Up. Oops.
Are their vehicles labeled, or do you guys have a tracer? Come on.
Yeah, I actually do. I've got a tracking device, but I don't think that I would be able to get down there quickly enough unless.
Well,
one
how
of
do you
us
apply it?
How many ranks do you have in Yeet?
I don't think that I would be able to accurately yeet the other side of the road.
How fast would I have to go in order, because could I take his tracking device, run down, and maybe it's like a shoot, like a car? Is it cybernetic? Like, what is it?
It's a car. Cars in the future run on CHOO.
Oh no,
CHOO.
I'm saying, but his tracking device, is it a gun that I could shoot on a car?
No, what is it?
No one would
It's
notice?
it's like a little
It's a
bead.
little thing.
It's a little sticky
little-
bead.
Is it magnetic?
What kind of tracking devices are guns?
No, like
What is it? I think
a
it's a
Bond
decent
movie.
question.
It could be like
Yeah.
a Bond movie, where like
How does it work?
Right.
Could I throw it?
You're
Do you have
British,
like a
you should know that.
Football straw? Like,
You could throw it.
I mean, I'm imagining that it's like a little tiny magnetic device that would stick to metallic.
So I would
Timothy?
have to run down and tag the car with the device, and they would see me.
Or
Listen,
go with the yeeting option.
I don't believe we're going to be able to get down to the bottom of the floor and, stop these gents. So, Jim, how about you hand me the tracking device and I'll give it my best shot at it, eh?
This is an incredibly expensive thing, mate.
Yeah, but have you seen these bloody puppies? And I'm going to boom my cybernetic arms.
Fuck, it's worth a try, isn't it? They're going to get away otherwise.
This is
Yeah,
not going to work.
I'm going to hand Jerax one of my tracking devices, which I always keep in my pockets because...
Of course. Why wouldn't you?
Honestly, that tracks. Okay.
So I'm going to attempt to high precision, kind of like, like a dart throw, but with the ball, but with my cybernetic arm. I'm gonna juice it up.
All right.
And I'm going to try and go for a super accurate pincer strike.
Watch it actually
I
destroy
think that makes it a
on the car.
Kobe, not a yeet.
That's true.
Yeah.
Kobe is for accuracy. Yeet is for distance. So let's do this for the time being. Let's call this athletics. And let's give you a +2 modifier, which we'll just add in post because of your cybernetics. So on your character sheet, roll athletics.
Okay.
Here we go, Brent. No pressure.
Ooh, that's not
14.
bad.
Okay.
It's not bad.
That's not bad.
And what is the approximate distance? I'm going to take a quick measurement of the distance. It flies off through the air, flickering in and out of the shadows of the weak street lights. And okay, so we're going to call that like 100 meters.
That's easy.
Building is so tall. And you got a 14.
100-meter precision throw.
Technically 16.
Oh, right, a 16. Wow, actually, that's going to make the difference. Although, no, that would make the difference if you were using a sniper rifle, but you are not. You almost nail it. You were so close. Like, that was this close to being just an absolutely amazing shot. But unfortunately, it lands in the street just next to it. Nobody noticed you, though. You're pretty confident nobody noticed it. Yeah. So it's in the street. It's probably undamaged. Those things are designed to take a decent beating. They don't have that much mass.
Oh, Jerax, you useless fuck. You just missed it. I'm going to run down to retrieve my tracking device because those things are expensive. I've only got one of them. Okay. And if I happen to see which way he goes, then maybe I'll be able to see him afterwards. But I don't think I'll get down there in time, but we'll see.
All right. What are Oro and Natalie doing in all of this?
Well, I'm just going to keep it real. Honestly, Jerax, you suck at shooting, dude.
What do you mean?
Like, what was that? I could have easily have just taken a thing, gone downstairs, and I could have thrown it from like,
Mate,
the bottom of the floor. I'm way faster than you are.
They're leaving.
Doesn't matter.
What, do you think you'd be able to? What, you think you'd be able to get down 7 flights of stairs?
Easy,
and you know how long those elevators take to come up and down in this bloody apartment?
And they're leaving in a car, right?
They are leaving in a car. They pull in the car and they drive off.
Are there plates on it? Are there any IDs we can get? You've got the camera video, boy. Can you get us a shot?
Okay,
use your eye.
Calm down there, Exec. All right, let's just relax for a moment, okay? I didn't want to expose myself because also my phone is very important. Oh, you know what?
Close.
God forbid you use your camera to do something useful.
You know what? I'm gonna go. You guys got this. I'm gonna probably go for a nap or something, and then when I wake up, I'm just gonna play some games. So how about that? And then I leave.
Right,
I don't think. Hold up, Otto.
What?
If you leave now, you're gonna regret it for the rest of your life.
Joe, what time is it? What time is it?
It's just past 8 o'clock. What time is your stream scheduled for?
All right, fine. I'll stay.
Listen,
because
we need your eye.
What? No.
We need you to find a license plate on this bloody vehicle. Otherwise, our building, it's gone kaput.
How far is this? How far is it? The vehicle's gone at this point, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
right?
it just turned the corner. It just rounded the corner.
And there's no way for me to be able to see it around the corner.
Yeah, it's disappeared into the streets.
Oh, shit.
Is there CCTV? Can you hack anything? Are you good for anything, Oro?
None of you are net runners. And Jim, you know that the building does not. It has some internal CCTV, but none of the street ones are working, aside from the one that just monitors like the door. And honestly, a lot of your tenants are not big on being recorded. That's why they live here. So
leave it to the corpo to be all about the CCTVs and the monitoring. It's always the execs in their high castles. You guys solve this. When you need me, just let me know. I'm just gonna sit down and be on my phone.
I'm sorry, Oro, for thinking that you were going to contribute.
Oh, the toxicity. All right.
I love you too, Rachel.
All right. So is Oro going back to his apartment?
No, I'm actually going to sit down at the table and just be on my phone and wait to see what happens next. Because honestly, I was going to go and stream, but I think this actually might be a little bit cooler. So I'm just gonna stick around. And
So,
also, I'm just gonna laugh at Jim because he's gonna look like a jackass and go get his stupid ass little track dart.
Can we do basic web searches? Like,
Yeah.
if we got a sense that this is going to be like a building permit thing, I'd like to check like any sort of wherever you would list a permit or kind of anything we know.
Okay, that's a great idea. There's a specific skill called library search. If you don't have it, that's okay, but do you have it?
I got that.
Great.
Natalie's got that.
Hell yeah.
You have
here we go.
your agent, your smartphone of the future, gives you +2 to that, even though you have the basic version. So go ahead and roll library search and add 2 on top for your agent.
All right, we got a 14 plus 2.
Okay, 16.
Pretty good.
As far as you can tell, no building permits have been filed for this area.
So Natalie kind of conveys this. She's like in her phone, just desperate that they've got to file something, or there's got to be news of any sort of construction. They can't just knock down our building and put up another one. Well, they totally could, but they wouldn't do that here. And she just continues like searching, through news reports and for, any sort of thing she can come up with.
Okay. Jim and or Jerax, what do you got?
I'm down there trying to find my tracking device.
Okay.
Trying to think of any.
Flights of stairs.
Trying to think of the positioning of the car, where it came from or where it went.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think if there's any cameras nearby that may have caught them.
Okay. Let's call that. First off, I was gonna make Jim make a roll to find his tracking device, but you literally have a device that can track that device. So
That's true.
So it
Yes.
rolls around in the gutter, not too difficult to pick up. Bren, why don't you roll a local expert Night City check?
Oh, bollocks. 12.
12. Yeah, this whole area is not big on surveillance, which is again why you guys live here. You move into the corporate zone and you are on TV 24/7. But this close to the combat zone, like there's a lot of people in your building who are hiding from something, right? So
Me as well.
yeah, exactly. Like you don't want to live in a place with a lot of cameras. Therefore, there are not a lot of cameras.
I'm gonna hop on my phone as well. Presumably, I have. So we identified that this guy was from local government, right? They were
So
a worker.
the 2 soldiers are private security working with Militech, but Militech is again it's a PMC. They'll
Right,
hire
right.
out to anybody. That doesn't tell you who this guy was.
Right, I see. I'm rifling through my contacts in my phone to see
okay.
who would have some kind of knowledge of this kind of person. I'm a guy that knows guys, but I'm
Yes.
thinking like whether I have somebody inside, somebody who knows people inside Militech, somebody that might be on like a planning permission board, somebody that's involved in, I don't know, rental vehicles that are a bit like the one that came out. I don't know whether the vehicle was Militech or not.
It looked like a civilian vehicle, but this is where your skill operator is going to come in handy. So, what is your rank in operator?
8.
You are absurdly well connected.
Oh,
You
Thank
are
you.
very
really
well
am.
connected. Let's see here.
I know people who know people who know people.
Very
Listen, that's how
much
you get the
so.
jobs done.
The
Yes.
full Kevin Bacon.
You can get a hold
Yeah.
of somebody like a local corporation president, the mayor, a city manager, or a local
Oh,
celebrity.
wow.
They are
Okay,
not going
I'm-
to want to talk to you.
Mm.
It's not like you're buddy with them, but you have the pull to at least you can call in those favors. Like you're still sort of building up your support network, but you've banked enough favors and enough dirt that you can get access if you need.
Okay. Well, first protocol then, as I wander back up the staircase to the to the others on the roof. First protocol would be a call to somebody that I've done a job for inside the Militech logistics department. If I know anybody around there, like someone who's involved in the guy that you ring in order to hire people for a job.
Right.
And he picks up things, he hears stuff about what they're going out for, even if people like to be a bit tight-lipped. That's who I'd like to.
He works in sales.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And are you gonna ring them? You gonna send them a text? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm thinking I'll ring them. I mean, they're not too high up that
Mhm.
I'm bothered about, like bothering them during the day. And I feel like this has piqued my curiosity enough that I'm wondering what's going on here.
Okay. Let's see. Why don't you... Let's do this as a conversation check. You're just sort of striking up a thread with them, hitting them up, trying to ask innocent enough questions without being too direct, but also trying to, hey, what's going on with this? Does that sound like the sort of tack you're taking, or is there a different approach?
Yeah, I think I mean it wouldn't just be a casual call up. I'd specifically be asking him if he's if he sent any guys out to my area recently. I'd be like, oh no, there's no trouble at all. Try and make him totally at ease. Like we had no beef with them. There's no worries whatsoever. Just saw some people roaming around, wanted to make sure that they were doing okay. Try and pick up, see if he opens up any queues for me to jump onto.
Okay, do a conversation check.
16.
All right.
Wow.
Your buddy's in the middle of a lot of stuff, working the late shift, trying to, climb that ladder on the grind. And he doesn't have a whole lot of details on that particular contract, but he does know that WorldSat has been getting security gigs, just short-term security gigs in that area. And it's not all through Militech either. WorldSat is a communications company, a huge communications company. They've been involved in some of the earlier corporate wars. They maintain a lot of satellite networks before the High Riders sort of took a lot of that over. Back when there was a net, they had a lot of the satellite infrastructure that maintains the net. So it makes sense that they would be building a relay tower. It is maybe a little underhanded that they're planning on building it tomorrow where a bunch of people live, but it's not unheard of for them.
All right. Next step then would be to go back up to the roof and relay this information. And then I'm going to pop over in the corner as well, because the next obvious avenue is construction and destruction companies. Like they're not going to be able to do this just with themselves and a fucking hammer. They're going to have to hire a company. Therefore, they must have got in touch with somebody to make a contract, make a deal, set this up beforehand. There must be a plan out there somewhere with some kind of company. So I'm going to ask. Sorry, I've forgotten your character's name, Rachel.
Natalie.
I'm gonna ask Natalie. Why have I suddenly?
Why have you got American?
I don't know why I suddenly went American.
Natalie.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask you if you can. Can you look up WorldSat? I have a feeling that this might be something to do with them. Look up, see if you can find any pictures of previous things that they've built. And see what kind of construction companies they were working with. See if there's any images of them breaking ground on previous satellite towers.
That's a search I hadn't added before. Can I re-roll the library again then with new information? Cool.
Absolutely.
Bam. So I head back into my phone and I start punching it again. I get a 13, and is that also a +2 here?
It's +2 for your agent, so it's 15. Plus, we're going to call what Jim just did a complementary skill check, so it's another +1 to that. So a total of 16.
Fancy.
Big roll.
All right, this close to the red zone, there's a limited number of construction companies you'd want to work with. A lot of folks will hire nomad families from outside the city to come in and do the work. But in the red zone, for a quick hit job like this, you'd probably go with a local family-owned company, and by family owned I mean with ties to organized crime, and they're willing to overlook stuff. So you definitely know some operators in the area. Now, you would mostly be familiar with sort of their shell companies, and it's not exactly your area of expertise, but you would have enough to sort of get a short list of contractors they might work with. I want to check in with Oro and with Jerax as all this is going on. Anything you'd like to do?
I'm overhearing this, right? Because I'm still involved. So I know that I have like I'm pretty well connected like as an influencer and stuff.
Right.
But were there any of like my fans that could have potentially been like around when those people had showed up?
Okay, so this is where your special ability of clout is going to come in handy.
Yeah.
Let me find that, because again, this is sort of the revamped version. So officially it has a different name in the book, but we're just going to call it clout because that's great.
Clout.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you roll a clout check. You're just looking for any one fan who was close enough to check out what was going on, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna dox yourself as well. You're like asking your fans, "Hey, was anyone near where I live?"
They don't have to know. I'm asking if anyone was around this particular area at that time. Like I'm not. I don't want to reveal where I live. I'm just trying to find out if anyone was around there and happened to just be near, because it's a busy street, right? Like it's a normal sidewalk. So clearly, like someone had to.
I actually. Are you announcing this, or are you doing it yourself?
I'm doing it myself through my like fan network. So I guess
right,
it's
on
kind
his
of
Discord
like,
server.
What I mean is, like, are you vocalizing this? Would I know that you're doing this, or are you just sat in the corner?
No. I'm doing this. I'm 100% doing this because I'm annoyed by all of you people right now.
Just sat in the corner, just doing it.
I'm actually just looking up this thing because I'm overhearing Jim tell this, so I'm just looking for anything to help contribute.
All right, so first off, what is your clout score? Second, make a clout check.
5.
All right,
and I hit right next to clout. I hit
just click that little dice. Yep.
Oh shit.
All right, so it went off twice and you got a natural 1, which basically just means, in this case, none of your fans are in the area. Nobody has anything useful to say, which sucks because the threshold for this was an 8.
Oh my god.
I assume that I would be hooked up to Oro's social media kind of stuff just to make sure that I know what he's up to, because he's one of my tenants.
Yeah, you're probably tracking all of his, hashtags and stuff on Sci-Fi TweetDeck, I would imagine.
When I see this, I'd like to relay, my cybernetic eye records specific things that I have deliberately gone and zoomed in on and looked at, which is also the footage of the guy himself. So I'm gonna tell Oro, hey, I'm not gonna continue with this voice, man.
It's gonna frag you.
Yeah, exactly. Oro, I've got some video of the dude if you want to throw that up and see if your fans have seen him before.
Wait a minute. So do I know that he knows that he's spying on me, or he's just checking it, or he's a follower?
You're famous.
Yeah. He follows you.
Fair
probably.
Fair enough. So I wouldn't normally be offended. Okay, fine. If anything, I should be so honored because
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Wouldn't call myself a fan, but I am a follower.
Yeah. Sure. I you know what? I actually think that'll work out really well because apparently, like, no one was around. But I don't know, man. There has to be someone that was down there. There was such a busy street, like, and plus, like, come on.
It's a rough area. You entertain the slightly more well off, I think, than the people around here, mate.
Just give me the damn video.
I'm gonna Bluetooth the video to him from my eye.
Okay.
If Bluetooth is still around in 2040, whatever, man, we're
sci-fi low wavelength, whatever we're gonna call it. Like, your phone and your ear definitely communicate to each other. So whenever you're shuffling songs on your phone, Oro, it just goes in directly into your brain.
Oh, it's called a red tooth.
What? Red tooth? Yeah, we've moved from the low frequency, the high frequency blue light to the low frequency red light because it's more effective. Ultraviolet tooth.
So I'm now going to upload this video with this information. Do I do another cloud check?
Not yet. I'm just going to have you just upload it and we'll see what happens. I want to check in briefly with Natalie and with Jerax.
Well, I'm just chilling, actually. It seems like everybody's got it under control. I've just got a question about my arms. What can I do?
So for the most part, they don't have any special enhancements on them aside from being really great arms. You are exceptionally strong. You can turn, like you have full senses.
You can open jars.
Yeah, just, you can turn
Can I just
off.
keep turning around
like
in a 360? Or?
No, you do not have that enhancement. For the most part,
Oh.
they are exceptionally strong, tough arms. You can turn off your pain receptors in them. So like if you need to reach into something really hot or really cold, you can just say, and no more pain. You can choke people out. You can, when you do melee attacks, like they're actually life-threatening instead of just brawling. You can crush objects in your hands. There's a
Holy
few other
moly.
things. Yeah, there's a few other things that you can do with them. But until you get some other attachments and stuff, they don't have any other special abilities.
There's so
What
many
would
ways we
be-
can go here.
The first step to getting blades installed in my arms.
Well,
Okay, this isn't the game. All right.
But it could be.
yes, it 100% could be. Let's see, cyber limbs.
Son of a.
Don't worry, we won't be here too long. All
I
right.
don't want to take it off
It's
topic, you know.
kind of terrible that the only thing I'm thinking about is just the amount of care you'd have to go to with incredibly powerful arms when you're just alone in your room, lonely. Wanna-
That's what I was thinking about,
wanting
dude.
company.
Like, okay, does he have to have a role for particular,
No, he does not. We're
Activities.
never
Yeah.
gonna make you make that roll.
really?
Yes.
That's unfortunate.
So here's the thing. Like, this is the future. They're good cybernetic arms. They are completely, under your control. You don't accidentally smash whiskey bottles with them like in the Deus Ex trailers. They're good for fine motor skills, and they're good for, more powerful applications.
Otherwise, how could I do surgery?
Exactly. You have to
Very
be
delicate.
precise like that.
Yeah, you probably have good motor skills and stuff like that, right?
It's got good motors as well.
All right. So if you wanted let's start with Wolverine claws. If you wanted Wolverine claws, those are pretty expensive, and you need to undergo cyber surgery for them. Now, you've already got the arms installed, so it'd be more like disassembling the arms and installing those. It would also cost you some humanity, which, if that drops too low, then you need hardcore therapy to avoid cyberpsychosis. But basically, you are a cyber surgeon. To a certain degree, some of these you could do yourself.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. So if I found some, if we
Just
if
kitchen
we,
knives.
no, not kitchen knives. But if theoretically, if we came across a gang member and he had some really cool blades in his arms, and theoretically, if he tripped and fell on something, and died, could I take his arms and later just repurpose them?
Yes, you could.
Okay.
Where do you
Okay.
think a lot of your inventory comes from?
I mean, I know it comes from now. I was just double checking. You know?
No, 100%.
Yeah.
You would need to be the one to do the extraction, because if somebody just like cleavered off the arm, it'd be a lot of damage to repair. But absolutely,
Well, unless they cleave the fleshy parts, in which case it's
it
fine.
depends on where the wires go and how it's tied
Yeah,
into the nerve
yeah.
endings and stuff. So generally speaking, that is a viable career path for you, and in fact, it is your current career. While we're talking about repurposing cybernetic body parts, is Natalie doing anything before I move on to what happens next?
Something that Jim mentioned when he had me do the initial search, when he mentioned construction and demolition, put a little seed in my mind. And as everyone was talking and this is processing, Natalie's realizing demolition. They're going to build here tomorrow, which means they're going to blow this up tomorrow or sooner. They're going to blow us up. Natalie turns around to the group and just like cuts in with her shout and just keeps repeating, they're going to blow us up. They're going to blow us up. They're going to blow up this building. They're going to blow up the whole building. They're going to blow up the plants.
I think it'll be fine.
I mean, probably tomorrow, right?
Yeah,
No.
we got a bit of time, I think.
This sounds like a tomorrow
Okay.
problem.
Hold on a second. Can we just talk about this for a moment here? Natalie, normally I would actually make fun of you for being so hysterical here, but you actually bring up a really good point. Did you check the building at all, Jim? Anything weird?
I mean, I think we would have noticed if someone put a big fucking bomb in here, wouldn't we?
And at
They
that
wouldn't put a big
exact
bomb, they'd
moment,
put-
No! Oh, no!
at that exact moment, the internet goes out.
Okay, I can't do this.
Problematic.
What the hell's going on here, guys? I should have been streaming, but no, the stream would have been off because the internet went off. What the hell's going on right now?
And
Wait,
Oro, your video of the car that you got sent just finished uploading. And about 30 seconds later, the internet cuts out for the whole area. Nobody has cell coverage, nothing.
Problematic.
This is it. I'm gonna die.
They wouldn't bring in one big bomb. They bring in lots of small bombs on the struts, and then it just takes off for the stairs to the basement.
Okay.
Yeah, I would follow. And also, I'm going to say to everybody, well, if they were planning on building a tower tomorrow, then it kind of would need to be blown up now. So, yeah, maybe we better check the basement.
Royal stands up. All right, hold on, everyone. Hold on. Slow down. We would have known. All right, no, you know what? You guys are right. There could be a device somewhere in the building. There could be multiple devices in the building. We need to do this methodically. I have a lot of experience in urban warfare, search and rescue missions. Let's get organized here. Let's come up with a decent plan.
I like it.
Natalie's gone.
I'm still there.
How do I refer to the Andersons? Andersons, would one of you escort Gina out the building? She needs to be kept safe. Should we take the stairs one by time, one level at a time, check the place out?
You know what? I think actually, Jim, I think some of us should go talk to Rex and see if he knows anything. Because he should be keeping an eye on all the comings and goings, and if anyone's been in the place, he'll know. Why don't one of you three take Gina and go to the basement and help Natalie start searching, bottom up. Then two of you and I will go talk to Rex.
Oh, we should probably get a bunch of people out of the building though as well, just in case something's already here, right?
Yeah, no, I don't think we should panic anyone right now.
I mean, there could be a fucking bomb in the place. Alex,
yes, I get it. But maybe we just play this safe, because yes, there could be a bomb in a building, and then when we know, because it's not just gonna blow up randomly, right? Or am I crazy?
Presumably not, but they might not be quite as nice as to evacuate us all. You know what Militech are like.
All right. But I'm going to stick with you because I think I should go and talk to Rex with you.
All right. Okay.
I will go into the basement with Gina. Is that her name? Gina?
Yeah.
Gina doesn't need to go to the basement.
No. Extra pair of eyes is always useful. Come now, Gina.
Gina's half blind and she's looking after her animals. Get her out on the street.
And she says, yeah, and if there's a bomb in here that's going to kill Puddles and Rico and Spooky, hell yeah, I'm going to find that.
Exactly.
Take Puddles and Rico and Spooky and get them out of the
this
building.
This is their home. We're going to fight to protect this place.
For God's sake, you crazy wench. Get out on the street.
Wench!
Now, young man, don't talk to me that way.
Wench is the wrong word for an old woman. But
I can't think of any circumstances when wench is the right word, but
all right, fuck it. If you want your cockatoo to die, then fair enough. Go.
Well, they won't die because we're going to find the bombs.
Exactly.
Oh, and then Gina's going to defuse it, is she?
Well, I'm a surgeon. Just find them and I'll take care of it.
Jesus thank Christ. Goodness. Perfect. All right, you come with. I'm going to watch your back there, Mr. Jerax. Come along. Let's take care of this.
Come on, then. Wait, I'm following you.
I can follow you. Here? No, that works. That works great.
Listen, who's the surgeon?
Me. At this point, I pull Jim aside and say, they're both going to die. Just letting you know. This isn't going to end well.
At least we'll be out the building now. Let's go see Rex.
Okay, so Natalie already hoofed it and is going down 7 flights of stairs down to the basement to the dismal, filthy parking garage. There's a couple of vehicles. Those of you who have vehicles, your vehicles are parked there, locked up, like in their own little chain link areas because, it's not a great part of town. And Natalie, you're the first one to get there when you arrive down in the basement. What will you do?
Well, first of all, she's gonna finally get to the end of the metal fire stairs and get to that door and just throw herself bodily against it and really just totally whiff the whole placement of that momentum and force. And so it's gonna take her a reset to open the door back out into the underground garage.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gonna open it up and look around first and see if there's anybody or anything down there amiss that stands out.
Okay, roll perception.
Oh, we got it. 30.
That's absurd.
Oh my god!
Wow.
You see everything.
You're gonna save us all.
Okay.
You smell the bombs.
It is quiet down here. A couple pieces of trash, swirl around in a weird current of wind that probably comes from the HVAC system or something. A dim light flickers in the filthy underground, dripping water somewhere. And you hear the low hum of machinery from the elevator going up.
So I've run over to the elevator, and does it have any sense of like what floor is it on? Does it display like it just left the floor that I am on, or are they all the way to the building?
It used to, but Jim hasn't fixed that thing for like a long time. So
Fucking Jim, dude.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
It's all about price points. It costs too much.
exactly, that's why you can afford to live here on such low prices.
Yeah, be grateful.
So Natalie does every weird detective thing that she could have picked up from being a single woman who has watched a lot of whatever the 2044 equivalent of NCIS is. So she's like checking the dust around like the entrance of the elevator and like
Uh-oh, we're losing
You
you.
lost rage at probably the best moment too. I'm not gonna lie.
The
Right?
bomb
Let's
got off.
let's clip that, please. Right there. Let's get that locked in.
That needs to be, okay,
you
you're
back?
good. You're back, Rage. Are you back?
Is this
We're back. What happened?
No, you're still
You
freeze framing.
froze at the best moment. It was glorious. Like
They really did
your
take
hands
out
were
the
up,
internet.
and you were like this, and then it was amazing.
It was perfect. All right.
Militech, dude. I'm telling you, man. Fucking asshole.
So you were going full NCIS on the parking structure, right?
Yeah, indeed.
Oh no, it happened again.
All
right.
I'm sorry.
I have some super exciting revelations for you that we will get to in a moment. Let's go ahead. Jerax and Gina are walking down the staircase to check things out. And again, we're gonna give Seltzer a moment to come back. Meanwhile, Royal, you see him. He's armed, right? He's heavily armed. Everywhere he goes, he's always just. Let's just see what he's got on his person here, real quick. All right, he wants to stop by his room before we go meet with Rex and grab his gun, just as a precaution, just in case.
Is that does he live on the same floor as we do?
Yeah. The Andersons,
Okay.
Gina, and Royal all live on the same floor as you
All
guys.
right. Well, I'll take the opportunity to go and grab mine as well then.
Okay.
I would do the same thing.
Okay. Anything else that you want to grab? He's got his armor jacket on, and
Yeah, basically everything in my scooter. How's my scooter, by the way? Is my scooter downstairs, or is it a small scooter?
it's
Is it
downstairs.
carryable?
It's more like Vespa style, at least
damn
in
it.
size.
How
It's
far
a little
away is
cooler.
Rex?
Rex? Well, we can probably. I just pinged him on a shortwave frequency. We can get him over in the alley, just a couple 100 meters out.
All right, so we don't need to take our vehicles over there.
No, this will be fine.
All
This
right.
should be quick.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Then yeah, just grabbing the armor jacket, grabbing a pistol.
We're gonna cut back to Natalie real quick because I think you're back. Maybe. Blink twice if you can hear me.
Am I coming through all right? I got a little red bar. I think
Nah, you're still choppy. You're still choppy.
Little laggy. Also, I'm hearing an ice cream truck in the background. Whose ice cream truck is that?
Yeah, those are known to go through the red zone quite frequently, actually. They tend to be fairly, like, I'll be honest, the ice cream trucks in my neighborhood, you probably would find them in the red zone. They're all repurposed, like, handicap vans that have been spray painted over for a long, long time, and they will bring you ice cream, and I don't know what else.
Let's try swapping server location. Someone suggested that in chat. We could probably do that.
Oh yeah, we could try that on the break. I'll see what I can do for now.
Oh, she's back
fine now.
Everyone else is fine. I think it's just Rachel that we're losing.
I think
All
it's her cat. Her cat stepped on her modem. Go ahead.
It's usually the cat. All right, so let's the lot of you walk down to the ground level. Royal, Oro, and Jim walk down to the ground level. The sun has now set. It is night in the Red Sky City, and the streets are full of wreckage and trash and dumpsters, and there's flickering street lights overhead that kind of illuminate. And there's a few people bundled up in the alleys, just muttering to themselves just outside, and you start to hear the first few gunshots of the night as you make your way over to a nearby alley. Jerax, you and Gina walk down, and she says, hang on, I need to check in on Puddles.
Puddles?
Yes, Puddles.
You need to check in on your animals.
Yes.
When there is potentially a explosive device in the building that is going to go off at any moment now.
Look, Puddles is a real tortoise. He's real.
And your priority...
He didn't come from a lab. He came from nature. I need to make sure he's okay.
I'm going to carry on to the basement.
Oh, would you just hold on? It'll take.
Yeah, my priorities are actually correct, so I'm going to keep searching for the bomb.
Okay. All right. She swings into her room, and then you continue to go down the stairs. Quick. Yep. All right. I wanna give Rachel a chance to make a deduction roll with all that NCIS knowledge.
I got green bars. Let's go.
Oh, let's do it. Let's do it. Quick. Okay.
Yeah.
Roll deduction with plus
All right.
1 because of your immense perception roll that you got.
22.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Okay.
Dog, are you serious right now?
Yo, I have had only failed relationships up till now. I've watched a lot of detective TV.
It's a struggle out in these streets.
Okay. You do a quick analysis of you immediately the word crime scene pops into your head. Like regardless of what it is, just and you've seen enough,
Oh, yeah.
right? Somebody went into the elevator. Somebody wearing gloves because they didn't leave any smudges on the keypad. Somebody wearing military combat boots.
Big old footprints.
Yeah. Big old footprints. They were carrying a lot of gear, and they had override access to the elevator. In fact, they had override access to the building. This is how they got in the first place. They're not a resident. Well, if they are a resident, they're using some sort of, again, master key or master code to get in.
Okay. Well,
And sorry, you got a really good roll. They're heading up. They're heading up to the 3rd floor.
the 3rd floor.
Mhm.
Okay. This changes everything. Natalie's going to run back to the stairwell and first listen to see if she can hear anyone else like coming down that's close.
Mhm.
And immediately start running up towards the 3rd floor, but she's looking for Jerax or Jim or like worst case scenario like Oro, like to help out now.
All right.
She's not about to confront anybody.
Jerax, all of you live on the 3rd floor. So that's the floor that you just left.
I would be going down on the stairwell, right?
Which means, yeah, you'd run into each other pretty quick.
Oh.
Jerax, there's somebody in the elevator. They've got crazy access, and
Ooh.
I don't know. We should check it out.
In the elevator?
Yeah, he's coming to our floor, the 3rd floor.
To my floor?
Our floor.
We better go stop them.
And I make room for him to go.
Yeah, I'd be running back up to my floor.
Okay.
Getting ready to arm wrestle them to death.
Hold on. I mean, man always comes packing. You already know. So, do I have my auto 3 heavy pistol on me?
Do you ever leave, like when you go play at poker night, do you have that on you?
Of course I would.
Then you do. And the answer
Yeah,
is
I
yes.
mean, you never know. Why would I not come strapped?
It's
Why would men's not come strapped?
I mean, that's just common sense.
You're
We're next
gonna
to the
come
red
strapped
zone.
to a community poker night at the building you live in with neighbors you interact with.
Listen, I'm friendly with everybody, but you know, anything could happen. Okay, yeah, so I would be running. Okay, listen, I've got the gap by my side, the heavy pistol, legit arms auto 3, and I would be running up to my floor again.
okay. As the two of you run back upstairs, meanwhile, in the alleyway or in the streets outside, Royal goes first. He's got a huge ass gun strung over his back as he sort of sweeps left, sweeps right. Again, this guy's a mercenary. He's used to urban combat. He's got his eyes open. What are Oro and Jim doing as you cross the street to the other side? There's sort of an old industrial plant across the way. Completely dead, shut down. Nobody goes there anymore. What are you going to do as you cross the street and start making towards like a back alley under a pipe on the building?
Just scanning the area, keeping an eye out, you know.
I'm
being
going to
wary.
use my cyber audio. I'm going to use my cyber audio.
Okay. Roll a perception check with +2 for your cyber audio.
Perception. I'll find it here. Sorry, perception. All right. Rolling. Did it not go through? Come on, game. Don't hate me. Hate me because you ain't me.
Last time it took a moment and then it double rolled. I hit
Yeah,
it.
for some reason. Yeah, I hit it twice already.
Shit, like 5 times.
Hey, there we go.
Oh.
There it
Yeah,
is.
it went through. All right, we're going to take that first result. So you got a 13. You mostly just
Okay.
hear, car alarms, gunshots in the distance. You don't really hear anything out of the
Inside of
ordinary.
where we're going. Okay.
Across the street to sort of the alleyway or to the industrial park on the other side, there is there's a parking area down below as you cross over. In fact, why don't we show you?
Whoa.
I can't see anything.
Yep,
Oh, it's
neither
on
can I.
stream right now.
Mm.
1 sec.
Oh, I see it now. I
Yeah.
have it.
You guys would be able to see. Here's what we're going to do.
Yo,
You're-
Pog, dude.
We are going to nobody touch their stuff, all right? Nobody touch Jim Fingers, because I'm going to share access here so that everyone can actually see what's up.
Don't touch me.
Wait, don't touch Jim?
Can everyone see yet?
Oh, I can see Jim fingers.
Get off me.
Interesting. Jim should be able to see a lot more than that.
I see a lot right now.
I can see tons.
On roll 20, I see a lot.
Okay. Yep. No, I see what it is. All right. Give me 1 sec. The Roll20 recently overhauled the
vision
dynamic
system.
Yeah, the vision system, and it actually works really, really nicely in most cases. But as it turns out, it does make it difficult for everyone else to see. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do hold by all players. Yep, and we'll give this thing vision and on. Up.
This is the real NCIS work.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hey,
Now you can see.
Nice. Well, I saw that the whole time because, I'm famous.
Exactly.
Sure.
All right. Royal is sweeping the streets, looking left and right as he gestures past the car park over here to the other side, where there's just a little tiny nook next to the pipes. Rex's guy ought to be over here. He should be able to hook us up.
Okay. All right, so we're following him, right?
Yeah.
So he's going first?
Yeah, he's going to go ahead.
Okay.
He'll just move around the edge of the car park, gesture you over. He passes under one of the weak flickering lights.
Shit. Oh, there he is. All right. I mean, I'm going to follow him. So
All
yeah, I will just follow. I'm going to stick with him until he tells me to not do that anymore.
Okay. He gestures all the way over to here.
Do I move myself?
Yeah, you can go ahead and pick yourself up and drag yourself around the map.
Like here?
Yep.
All right.
See somebody sitting up against the pipe right here, smoking, flicking the ash away. Royal looks antsy. He glances left and right. Don't like this.
What are you thinking?
Feel exposed. I got your 6, Jim. Go talk to him. Do a drinking buddy, right? You and Rex?
Yeah. We're friendly. I wouldn't be expecting any kind of. I mean, you're always wary that you could get betrayed at any time if you're a fixer. But yeah, we're pretty decent friends. We've known each other for years.
It's not him I'm worried about. It's other eyes.
Yeah, I'm gonna just scan around the same kind of areas that he's looking at and try and see if I can spot anything that he can't with my cybernetic eye.
Okay, roll perception with a +2 for your cyber eye.
Why do you have to say it like that? Cybernetic eye.
Because that's how I would say it. Only
14.
a 14.
Okay.
Move
Nothing
the
out
map,
of the
by the way,
ordinary
Joe.
yet.
All right, so I just do a quick scan and then I'm gonna wander over to this guy.
Can you move the map, Joe?
I got you. One moment.
I'm gonna kind of I'm gonna give him a little nod and then just sidle up to him and put my back against the wall. I'm not gonna keep my back to the street. I'm gonna, stand side by side with him, not looking at him, but kind of looking, back towards Royal and the others.
All right, I'm going to move you into the alley. And then Oro, are you going to go up and talk to him, or what's the plan?
Yes, but before I do that, is there a way that I can record this conversation with my cybernetic hearing?
Absolutely.
My cyber audio?
Yeah, it'll stream right to, well, yeah, short frequency is still working. So you can still stream it to your agent.
Okay, but not to make public. I just want to.
Yeah, this is just a local file. Audio. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, cool. So I flip that on and I follow Jim into the darkness.
Okay. Go ahead and move yourself up into the darkness as the two of you begin talking. Meanwhile,
do I recognize this guy though? I mean, he's one of Rex's guys. I've presumably done a bunch of deals with Rex over the years. Is this someone that I recognize as being one of his honchos?
We'll get back to that in a moment. I want to check in with Jerax and Natalie first. Just grab my friendly cybernetic, or my friendly little spy bot, and I'm going to move us to the apartment map real quick.
Oh, qué lindo.
The two of you just hustled up the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
You heard that this person was in the elevator. What do you do?
I'm gonna relay.
There are two elevators. It was in this one.
Okay, Natalie, if we come across anybody, just try and let me do the talking for this one. Rather not exchange any gunfire. In general, holes are pretty bad for the human body, I found out. So yeah, try not to make any more of them holes, that is.
Do I have a reputation for making holes, Jerix?
There's a couple of rumors circulating, and you watch a lot of documentaries, apparently. You seem to have a lot of intimate knowledge of, for some reason, dust patterns. You don't really know where this comes from. It's a little bit unsettling, I'll be honest with you. Just please try and let me do the talking, unless something goes wrong, I guess.
By all means, Jarek.
Okay.
Takes a big and very visible step backwards, and then ushers you onwards.
Cool. All right, I'm just gotta get that British charm. I'm talking to myself, I've got to get that British charm going. I don't particularly want to exchange fire with this guy. I mean, he could be a big dude. Combat arms. Probably got a lot of big guns. I'm gonna walk up to the elevator.
All right, go ahead and move yourself on the map. You should have access to your character. You don't, let me know.
I'm in danger.
Yeah. All right, so you move up and you're waiting by the elevator. You hear a door open. And Gina pokes her head out of her apartment. What's going on over there? Is everything okay?
Yes, nothing to worry about, Gina.
Gina.
All right, are you going to poke your head around so that she can,
I figured I would let Natalie deal with it, actually. It probably makes more sense.
Natalie, you are, if you look at the battle map, you are currently out of sight.
Yeah. Natalie's not gonna move up or help Gina. She can't believe it. Gina's sticking her head out. And if she hears Gina, she's just gonna do that kind of whisper yell that she was doing before. But Natalie is gonna stay with one foot, as you can see, and not quite demonstrate my icon, halfway into the exit door.
Got it. All right. Ding! The elevator opens. A fully armed private security guard wearing Kevlar, a helmet, and brandishing an assault rifle. Oh, the door opens. He stares you in the eyes. Sure!
About bloody time I got in contact with you. Do you know that they've been trying to get in contact about this entire situation for bloody minutes? And since the network's gone down, it's been difficult. They've had to send me in.
Here we go. All right. What are we gonna call this? What is the skill that applies to bamboozlement? Take a look at your skill sheet.
Deception?
There isn't a deception. There's persuasion.
Persuasion.
Yeah, this seems like a persuasion, unless you can make a strong argument for something else on your character sheet here.
God, you're gonna die, bro. It's great. You too, Rachie.
I'm not hanging up by the egg.
You're gonna get Gina's tortoise killed as well.
Might be an early death for me. Persuasion is the best I can do.
Okay,
right.
Give it a roll. Swing for the hills. 9. Okay. He levels his assault rifle at you and goes to pull the trigger. Meanwhile, in the alleyway...
Yo, come on!
Oh my god!
I'm really attached to this character.
Oh, dude, you guys are
Don't get too attached.
Meanwhile, in the alleyway, Jim, roll a perception check.
Okay. 11.
You've never seen this guy before. In fact, this guy's awfully armored up for one of Rex's boys. And as
I mean, can I tell that before I approach him?
With a 13 perception, go ahead and take 2 squares back, both of you. He was pretty well concealed, he was bundled up, and as you walk around the corner, you see the glint of light off of an assault rifle that he's hiding.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What do you do?
Okay.
And Oro, you can go ahead and move yourself back as well, because you were sort of tailing Jim.
Yeah, I'll just go right here.
Okay.
That's a great spot to be. Right behind him.
At this point, I think I would. I think I would announce very loudly, "Oh, you're a fresh face," in the hopes that Royal keys in on the fact that I don't recognize this guy at all. I'm not going to advance towards him either.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask him, "You're Rex's dude?"
The guy looks at you, shrugs off the coat, goes for his gun, and
real
behind
quick,
you, go ahead.
can you get the map centered?
Yep. Thank you for the heads up. That do it for you? Can everyone see now? Actually, no, you can't at all. Or let's see here. There we go. Nope. I'm gonna fix the. There we go. Here's our dude over in the hall.
We are gonna die.
And
die.
Royal size. Look, Jim. I'm sorry. It's nothing personal.
I put myself between them. Right, Royal's hosting my poker tournaments. Oh my god!
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Can I persuade Royal? I have a persuasion.
You're gonna beg for your life?
No. I'm gonna try and level with the guy, because I'm from the streets. I have a way about it. Like if I disappear, people are gonna know, and this is gonna be a problem.
Mate, we're losing our characters. I appreciate the effort though. Go for it.
Okay, this is a lot. I gave Jerax a shot. It's a long fucking shot, I'll tell you that much, dude. It's a long shot. But you're trying to make an argument for, hey, if you snuff us out, people will know. Basically, like this is gonna cause problems for you. Is that what you're saying?
While he's doing this, by the way, I'm gonna try and back up to the corner so that I've isolated this into a 1v1. Right, so it's like I'm trying to put the corner on the right between me and the guy with the assault rifle, so that I would only have to take out Royal.
If Oro does decently well on this persuasion check, you can do that. If not, we are rolling initiative and finding out how the combat system works.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right.
It's a good thing we split up.
So I have to hit the persuasion, right?
Correct.
Please, for the love of God, work.
A lot lies on this.
Click you. Oh, please, for the love of God. I've clicked it once.
It was slow last time.
Oh,
20
total.
Oh,
That's not bad. That's pretty good.
That's not bad.
He hesitates.
Yes.
Each of you, actually, okay, so because he hesitates, and what we're going to do after this, we are rolling for initiative, and we are going to be cutting back and forth between each scene. So, for starters, Jim, you can move up to your move stat.
My move
right now.
stat.
Yes, it's one of your top bar stats. You can move a number of
Oh,
squares.
right. Okay, 4.
Yeah.
Are we talking squares like the pavement squares?
No. So I know the pavement squares are over there, but Roll20's grid is still underneath there. So you can move up to 4 squares.
Okay. We'll go whoop-a-boo. We'll go 1, 2. Oh wait.
No, that's 4 moves. That's 6. That's 8 moves.
That says 4 squares though.
Right. Every square is 2 meters.
Yeah, I'm gonna move
the 8. Oh, okay, the square. Okay, that's what that means. It's like 8 meters, 4 squares. Okay.
It tells you when you draw a ruler as well. It tells you how many squares you've got. Yeah, I'm gonna start moving my way over here. So I'm gonna continue looking at Royal, but I'm gonna start edging my way behind Oro so that I'm out of line of sight of the other guy.
Fucking coward, dude.
Not a coward. I'm isolating my targets. And I'm gonna start I'm gonna move my hands down towards my heavy pistol as well. Get ready, because I know that
Okay.
this is going south. I feel the sixth sense of betrayal, Joe, that I realize that other fixer felt when I demolished him and he ripped my eye out. I can only hope to do more than just rip Royal's eye out here.
All right. So, Oro, you got a good point. You've always been good to me. Well, you ain't 30,000 good to me. And for 30K, I think it's all right if we disappoint some fans.
Son of a bitch. So what are my options now? Like,
Well, your options, unless you have some desperate plan, like I said, we're about to learn how the combat system works. And we're going to do that by cutting right back to the apartment.
son of a
God almighty. I have been running through the simulation in my head as to how to get out of this, and I cannot come up with an answer.
Well, here's how you get out of this. You win the initiative roll.
Yeah, it's the only way I win. Like, oh,
This is how I win.
God.
All right, let me see if I can grant visual access.
The fastest fingers in the West. That's what you need
What
from
is
this
my
cybernetic
initiative?
arm.
I mean,
that little button at the top. You clickety click.
Yep, don't
But
hit
what
that just
die?
yet.
it's just a raw number, right? Is it based off of
I
anything?
believe it's based on your reflex score.
Oh, fuck.
What you put for your reflex score, Bryn?
4.
Oh,
It's better than mine.
Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? I'm just popping him out there so that everyone can see him. Okay, so now seems like a good time to roll for initiative. Here's how we're going to do it. Just like in 5e, you are going to click on your character token if you are in this
Yep.
scene, and then you're going to click the initiative button.
Okay. Oh! I'm going. Can I use my. Oh, I'm dead.
Oh,
You can use your luck points, but I don't think you took a lot of points in luck.
I did not.
Unlucky.
Can I survive a fully automatic rifle?
It is not. Those are not good odds. Okay. So,
Maybe you won't roll very well.
he just did, didn't he?
assault rifle. Actually, so here's the thing. An assault rifle at point blank range is not a great weapon. It's actually not that good.
Well, yeah, I was going to say my best odds here is a close quarter rumble.
Yeah,
Honestly,
just rip his
raw.
throat out with your cyber arms.
Rip
Well,
his
listen.
fucking
Actually,
mean,
yeah.
Yeah, it genuinely
Yeah,
is, because like
yes,
he's
I
covered in
know.
armor, isn't he?
The rifle is a clunky weapon. I'm going to try and really sell this now. The rifle indoors, you've got to lift it up and it's close quarters. It's not too ideal. Like a handgun would be more ideal, but he doesn't have that. So, and I caught him by surprise at the end of the day. I would have been ready for a fight. Where's this
This
music coming
thematic
from?
music is not feeling
Bro,
good
I'm
here.
not ready for this music. Where did this music come from?
It's in
Oh,
roll
no.
20.
Yo, that's fucking poggers, dude. We're gonna die.
Okay.
We're absolutely gonna die.
So, you know what? He's not going to unload on you with his assault rifle. He's going to pull out his very heavy pistol, drop his assault rifle, which is it's got a
Hold
strap
up, so-
on it. Go ahead.
He's doing this all very quickly, isn't he?
Yes, he is. So, dropping a weapon does not take an action. He's just going to drop the weapon, and he's going to... Oh, you know what? It's more dramatic if he just unloads on you at point-blank range, even if he misses. That's still cooler. Yeah, he's going to do that. He's going to fire his assault rifle, at point-blank range. Just...
Jesus.
So,
Here we go.
So here's a couple things to know about combat in Red Sky City, in Cyberpunk Red. First off, on your turn, you can move up to your move speed, and you can take one action. So you can stand up, you can choke someone, you can punch someone, you can shoot. There's a whole bunch of other stuff that you can do. But you move and you take one action. You can split move and fire, so you can move around the corner, open fire, run away. You've got a lot of options. So that's for starters. Second, ranged attacks are based on distance. He does not have to hit your armor class. It's based entirely on distance. Unless you have a reflex score of 8 or higher, in which case you can try to dodge bullets. He, hey, it's welcome to the dark future. He's going to unload on you at point blank range with his assault rifle because you caught him off guard. He needs to hit a 17 to pull this off.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no, I have to roll the dice first, right? Okay, so
If I was,
he
I hit the exact 17.
yeah.
Come on.
Yep. So
Well,
he inflicts 13 points of damage. Now, here's the next thing to know about combat in Cyberpunk Red. Armor is everything. Armor does not protect you at all from getting hit, but it does help you soak damage. So what is the armor value of the armor you're wearing right now?
the head is 11, the body is 11.
Okay, you take 2 points of damage.
God, hell yeah.
But the armor value of your armor on your body is now reduced by 1.
Okay.
When you said that, the music hit at that exact moment, dude. That shit was fire, bro.
Yeah, I don't have it fully queued up for my action playlist, but I'm just gonna be selecting things from here as we go. All right, that, and after that, there's also no opportunity attacks. So he's going to move just to the back of the hallway, and he just unloads on you, pushes past you, and he moves to the back of the hallway to try to put some space between the two. That's it for him. Natalie, it's your turn. Assault rifle fire just echoes out of here, rips into the wall.
Puddles.
Not bottles. Here's another important thing to know about combat. Cover is good. Cover is very good. Cover absorbs damage, so you don't have to. Natalie, you're unarmed. What would you like to do?
Well, Natalie is more frightened than she usually is when she hears gunfire because this is closer than usual. The music is insane. Is there a way to turn that down and roll 20?
Yes. So
yeah, you can go to the settings.
there's one of your things on the top is a music bar. Actually, it's the gear. On
Yeah,
the
it's
top,
the
right?
gear.
You can
Thank
drag
you.
down the master music volume. Yeah, it's the best way to make sure that the stream also hears the music, but it can blow out your ears. So go ahead and tweak
Hey,
that
listen,
to
I
your
was
level.
under duress making this. Me and Natalie are the same. All right, we're better now.
Torture.
I got none of it. Natalie is so I noticed she's got one thing here on her sheet, which is card lock, level 1 security system for my apartment, DV 15 to hack, pass card as well. Is that do I have to be at a portal to interact with the security system, or is that something I can do through my agent?
That's basically the key card to your apartment. So
Okay,
if
so
you
it's a
get
physical key card in a.
if you get into your apartment, which is around the corner, then you can lock yourself in and hopefully not die.
Yeah, that's not what I'm gonna do. Natalie is gonna go in the stairs. And there's nothing loose in this hallway, by the way, either. You mentioned cover, but I don't see any tables or.
Correct.
Natalie cannot take off this door. Natalie is going to close the door and listen and try and get a sense for if this guy's going to come out in the hallway. He was already intending on going to the 3rd floor. So, yeah.
Where's Gina?
I don't.
Natalie, you're done, right?
Natalie don't give a fuck about Gina.
Nor Xerox.
Oh, no, there's one more thing I wanted to do. I have a med kit. Now, I know he's a doctor, and it's probably safe to assume that he's got his own, but I'm being a major coward right now, so I want to do at least one thing that I can point back to and be like, I helped. So I'm going to take my med kit, and I'm going to say, Jax, and like scoot it down the hallway towards him.
As I'm being pumped full of lead.
I cannot stress enough that I am helping. I'm going to go in the stairs. And actually, as I shut the door behind me, I'm going to immediately process that I have now left evidence that I am also a player on this floor and have left a thing. So I'm going to go down a flight of stairs and look up.
Okay.
And that's where I sit.
All right.
Like a coward.
Damn, son, you hate to see it.
I hate to see it.
Krav Maga is defensive art.
So I say here, Someone in chat said, "Here's a band-aid. Have fun."
All right. So Gina
True.
pokes her head around the corner. She like runs all the way down to the edge of the hallway, pokes her head around the corner, sees everything going on, and ducks right back to take cover.
Good
She's like-
idea.
Yeah, she's got her back to the wall. She's leaning right there. And Jerax, it's your turn. You could unload with your pistol, or you could go in for hand-to-hand combat. You could take cover. You have some options.
What does the air hypo do?
It allows you to inject any chemicals that you happen to have on hand. It's basically,
What about air?
Oh my god, it's already
if you're
started.
If you're trying to inject this guy with an air bubble,
You're
it
literally
doesn't
just
do
gonna
shit.
It
put
doesn't
him
do
in a
anything.
portal to another dimension.
Oh, I read a Christopher Pike novel that says otherwise.
What about in the future, Josh? Do you think it could affect humans differently if they were in the future?
No.
So the air bubble in the. Okay, so that
All
wouldn't
right,
work.
somebody Google how long that's something we'd have to Google, and we'd also have to Google how long it takes to kill you, because I know what you're going for here. It's pretty messed up. It's on brand. How long
You have robot arms. Just rip his fucking throat
Well, I think
out,
it would be
dude.
very thematic if a surgeon injected air into his jugular to bring down his enemy.
Embolism. That's right. Air embolism.
You would have to also exactly get it into an artery as well.
Listen, these hands are good. I'm a doctor, Josh. I'm a surgeon.
Yeah, true. You should be very precise. That is true. But I mean, if you just randomly shove it into some muscle, it ain't gonna do anything.
Well, I'm going for the jugular.
Okay. All right. I mean, carotid artery would be.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out like how long it would take for this to kill somebody, because this is an immediate elapsed time since Bren has made contact with the combat system, 0 minutes. At first attempt for Bren to break the combat system, 0 minutes. All right. If you want to give that a shot, as a surgeon, it will not kill him immediately.
It would definitely make him panic, I think.
He's also wearing Kevlar.
Not on his jugular, though.
Not directly
in
on
this
his
thing here.
Your
Yeah?
call. If you want to go in for this, go for
Fuck it. I'll just rip his throat out. I'm going to go in for to punch him.
Thank you.
I'm going to try and rip out his throat with my arms. I'm actually pissed. I'm in a rage.
I would like to rage. Okay, so you're gonna move up to him and you're going to grab.
Yeah.
So you're both gonna roll brawling checks against each other.
Brawling. Man, I don't have good stats.
You get a +2 for your robot arm.
Okay. Okay, I rolled a 15.
Yeah, you're successfully grabbing him.
All right, I'm gonna try and rip his throat out.
All right, you have to do that on your next turn. So
Okay.
here's the way that now that you're in a grapple, he has to roll to break free. Both of you take -2 to all actions as long as you're still in a grapple. Anywhere you move, he's going with you. Neither of you can use two-handed weapons, which means his assault rifle is out the window. And yeah, he has to use his action to break the grapple. So he can try to shoot you or like choke you out or something in the fight, but if he wants to get out of this, he has to roll an opposed check.
Gotcha.
All right, that is it for now in the apartment. Let's
By
go
the
back
way,
to
someone in
ahead.
chat said that venous air embolism is a 10 to 20 minutes death rate. So
as
I'll
wise.
keep that in mind.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. He can kill us all before he slowly dies of an air embolism in his brain.
Okay.
Thank you, Jerax.
Meanwhile, on the streets, could I get initiative checks from Oro and Jim?
Certainly can.
Go ahead and select your token and click the initiative button.
select my token. Oh, is there like a pop-up? Or
No, so basically,
no,
if
I
you have
just
your guy
hit-
selected and you click it on your character sheet, that'll put you into initiative.
Ooh.
right. This son of a bitch.
Okay.
He's good. He's real good. Maybe even the best.
Okay. Royal's gonna go first. You're at point blank range. He holds out his arm. One hand is sort of holding the assault rifle, but he can't shoot it, right? He's at point blank. His other arm, it's cybernetic. Claws pop out of his fingernails as he goes to just gut you, Oro.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm gonna die.
Oh, well.
Can I dodge?
Yes, roll evasion.
Oh, you can
Okay.
use a reaction to dodge.
You don't even use a reaction. It's when you are targeted. So if your reflex is 8 or higher, remember how it was like he needs to hit you with a 17
Oh, right.
at point blank
Oh,
range? You can
Oro
choose,
has an 8
but-
or higher.
in melee combat, everyone can use evasion.
Ah,
'Cause you're not-
interesting.
Roll an evasion check from your character sheet.
And my reflex matter here? Because I have a 6 reflex.
No, it's about dexterity. So reflex is
I have
about
a 7
aim.
dexterity. Okay.
There you go. Yeah, if you click the dice on evasion, it will automatically combine all of that.
Son of a bitch.
And you got an
Wow.
11. Yeah, nope. He rips
Rolled a
into you.
1.
You take 6 points of damage, but what kind of armor are you wearing and what's the armor value on it?
I have a Kevlar and a nylon helmet.
Okay.
7 on the Kevlar and 20 on the helmet.
All right, so you don't actually take any damage whatsoever.
Turn up. Let's go, chat.
And
Does the armor still reduce?
Nope. It only reduces if it gets pierced.
I'm
Hmm.
sorry, did everyone wear body armor to the poker game?
We went and grabbed our body armor.
Yeah, everyone.
Yeah, we grabbed all of our stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
see.
I mean, I guess
I would-
Jerax
I
just
would
wears it
straight-
everywhere.
Yeah, listen. When you got enemies like me, you never take any chances.
Yeah, makes
True,
that
We
makes sense.
all can't be Nancy Drew over here, just Inspector Gadget looking ass, just kind of shit.
I move swiftly. I solve crimes, okay?
All right, so he does that, and seeing that that failed, he's going to do it again because the rate of fire on Rippers is 2. Roll another evasion check. 15 versus his 19.
Oh, well.
He goes in for it
Unlucky.
again. He gets 11 points of damage. So some of that pierces through your armor. Your Kevlar is worth 7, right? So take 4 points of wounds of damage and reduce the
So-
armor value of your Kevlar by 1.
Okay, so Kevlar by 1, and my current HP is down to 26.
Hmm?
Sucks.
Okay, and he is going to... Where does he want to position himself? He's not going to run just across the street. Actually, you know what? No, he's got superior firepower. So yeah, he is just going to run right out into the street so that he can take advantage of that assault rifle and try to get you guys in a pincer. Oro, it's your turn. You're caught between these two guys. The bad position.
Fuck. And he moved, right?
Hmm?
Okay, I'm going to back over to where Jim is so we can try and regroup. So, where's the ruler at? I just want to make sure I'm... How do I find a ruler?
Left-hand side, it's one of the tools. It's just under the
Says-
magnifying glass.
Oh, just under the magnifying glass. Oh. Snap to corner or snap to center?
Snap to center is good for this.
So I can go here, right?
Correct. Is your move 4?
Correct. Move
Yep.
is 4.
Correct. You can go there.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to move over to Homeboy right here. And I'm going to take out my... So I can move... can I move and shoot, or
Yes,
can I move?
you can-
Can I move and then shoot? Is there a difference between the two, like stats wise?
So no, so you can move on your turn. You can move up to your move in squares, and you can take one
Okay.
action, and that action
got it.
can include running, which is just I want to move again,
Or
or you can
combat.
unload on somebody. Yep. And what type of weapon do you have?
I have an Armalite 44, very heavy pistol.
Okay, that fires once per turn. So if you want to fire that at him, you should have a handgun skill on your character sheet. Your distance is
where I am on this sheet. Where? What are these pillars here? Are these pillars that we can use?
Go ahead and point at him with the ruler.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering as well, Joe. Can you
Yes.
just give us kind of? It's difficult to see from a top down. Can you give us an understanding of like what this building is we're next to?
Absolutely. This is an industrial. I'm going to scroll so that chat can see. This is an old industrial building that's shut down. There's a driveway that goes down, but there's a chain. You know how like subterranean parking structure?
Ah,
It
so
goes
that's
down
a ramp
here.
that's
is
going
low.
That's a
down.
This
ramp.
is low.
That's a ramp, correct. However, it's closed by a metal gate. But if you get down below here, you can take cover unless they're standing above you, in which case they can just shoot down on top of you.
And can I jump over this?
Yes, you
vault
can,
over.
You can easily kip over this handrail. If you want to jump down here, you are going to have to make an athletics check to avoid, hurting your ankle or whatnot.
Got it. Because right now I'm just in the middle of the street and I moved next to this jackass. So that's not good. I think I'm... Oh, man. Don't... And then what's this right here?
That is a little street sign. You can take cover behind it. It's not very large, though.
But he's right here.
Yeah, he's
So
gonna be able to hose you
He's
from
right
there.
here.
Hmm?
Okay. Damn it, dude.
It's like they set this up for something.
Son of a... I should have just...
It's an
stayed over
ambush. We
here,
walk
far
right
away
into
over
it.
from you. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I'm just gonna take out my gun and just shoot at this guy while he's out in the middle. Wait, does my gun have like, so it's a pistol, but he has an assault rifle.
Correct.
So he's gonna have like the range advantage on the next turn, or I could move further, but there's no cover here.
He's sort of just saying, look, neither of us have cover, but I have a bigger gun, therefore I think I'm gonna win. You're at 12 meters right now, which is not quite optimal range for a pistol. Optimal range for a pistol is 6 meters, but 12 meters is still good. Any further than that, and it's going to drop off pretty fast in terms of accuracy.
Oof.
And any further than that is prime range for an assault. Actually, no, he wants to be at like 26 meters for prime range with an assault rifle.
I'm gonna just take a shot with a pistol.
Okay, roll handguns. It should be a skill on your character sheet.
Roll handgun. All right, rolling.
At 12 meters, what do you get? 18. Yeah. It blares in the night, just this huge, at least like a 45 caliber, blam, as you unload on him. There should be a weapon dice, a weapon listed on your character sheet. Click on that to see how much damage you do. 12 damage. Okay.
Nice.
Doesn't even pierce his armor.
Oh my lord!
Son of a bitch!
To be fair, you got a pretty tragic damage roll. You can do up to 24 with that.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. So you did not get a very good damage roll. All right. Next up, Jim Fingers.
Well, Jim would like to check in with knowledge of how his pistol works. It's a Colt AMT Model 2000. Is that the same kind of gun where it's just a single shot heavy pistol?
Is it a 4d6 on the damage?
Yeah, 46
Yep,
plus
it's
1.
a single shot heavy pistol.
Right, well, that doesn't offer us many options here, does it? What is my movement speed again?
It's
4.
This bitch
God,
is gonna run
damn,
away.
that is hell yeah! What? I ain't some kind of solo. I ain't taking this guy on. He
Stay
lived
and
in a
help me.
building
We
for
can-
protection.
We can move together. The farther we get away from him, the more damage it's gonna do.
You flouncy clout farmer, you're a fantastic meat shield. You're not good for anything else.
Oh man.
I really cannot get very far though, and even if I try to run, that just doubles my move distance, right?
Mhm.
So that would take me, God, nowhere near. So I didn't even realize I'm not even behind cover from that other dude, am I? Because I thought that the ramp was actually a building. I thought it was going upwards.
Correct.
So I
You can
don't
take
even have cover from
with
that
this
person.
thing right here. Like you could definitely take cover with this thing.
I don't know what this thing is. I
This
don't
is
know. What you're paying.
so I'm pointing. Oh, I have to be on the right layer. So this right here, this is a concrete pylon.
Oh,
it would protect
sure.
you from him, but you know, if his move speed
he
is
can
at
just
least
move.
5, he can just hit you.
Yeah. I am going to. Let's see.
Stay and like we gotta run together.
Dude,
Grab me and let's run.
You're fucking
Grab
crazy.
me.
I ain't grabbing you. Actually, how does grappling work when you move someone? Can you move someone the full distance if you grapple them?
Yes, once you've grappled somebody, any movement you make, they follow you.
So I
Grab
could
me!
theoretically move to Oro, grab him, and then use the rest of my movement to run away with him.
At least this once until I reread the rules. Yes.
I don't think that would work though, because you're 4 meters away from me, and I can only get back to where
no,
I am.
I had
It's
initially-
totally useless.
I had initially gotten next to you, but I guess it didn't like put me next to you. Like I said I wanted to be next to
Well,
you.
you have to move yourself.
No, I did, and it didn't like I moved myself like near you and it didn't like
You're
it kinda,
failing
like
a
slotted
walk,
me there.
Alex.
No, I don't know. Like when I moved my icon, it put me in there. Okay.
Oh yeah, there's like specific grids on the map, so you can't go exactly in
So
certain
I
areas.
couldn't.
Okay, I am going to bail. I mean, I'm fighting a guy with an assault rifle. I'm fighting 2 people with an assault rifle. One of them's a solo. There's no chance here. Like in a real scenario, I'd be trying to get the hell out of Dodge. I assume that the apartment is back in that direction.
Yep, the apartment is that direction. Let me do a quick measurement for all of our viewers at home. The apartment is about 76 meters from you. 80,
Right.
just about 80 meters.
Well, that ain't good, but I mean, it's better than just being out in the middle of this street. So I'm gonna hop over the railing and I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna move as far as I can to a portion of the ramp where it's not particularly high. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Past this bar right here, I'll say that you're clear. You can jump
Sure,
down without
so-
difficulty.
What? I was.
Oh, poor Oro. He's been left out in the middle of the street. So I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move to that portion of the ramp.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna move over 3 squares towards the ramp, and then drop down and try and move another 1 square further down the ramp as
Yeah.
well.
That works for me.
I'm never gonna forget this.
All right, so that would take me to.
And again, I'm probably gonna die, so it doesn't matter because you're leaving me to fight these guys.
Yeah. Laura he won't remember it.
Oh, sorry. I also have an action, don't I? So I would
Yes.
shoot at him before I run.
Okay, who do you want to shoot at?
Well, I could only see one of them because I had cover on the other one from that.
But you can shoot at any point in your movement. Oh.
Oh, okay, interesting.
You could
I'm
try
still
to
gonna
frag
shoot
either.
at. I mean, I'm still gonna try and provide some cover and fire for Oro. So I'm still gonna shoot at Royal, at Grant.
Okay. There is one other rule I want to tell you about, and I don't know how advantageous this is going to be for you. Let's see. You would have fired when you were about here, right? So you were at like 16 meters out. So if you voluntarily take a -8 penalty to your shot, you can aim for the head.
And he is wearing a helmet, some kind of like Kevlar thing on his head.
He's wearing good armor all over, but head damage is doubled. Headshots are always doubled. Now,
And it's a -8 to the accuracy.
Correct. So you'd have to hit a 28. I don't know if you are that good of a shot.
I'm not got that good of a shot. I'm just aiming for the body.
Okay, roll a handguns check. You need to beat a 20.
Here we go. 16.
No.
Bam, you fire into the darkness and you run.
Yep.
All right,
This motherfucker.
next up. The security guard who's been hired to clean up this mess. He's gonna move. How much move do you have? Not a whole lot actually. 2, 3, 4. He's gonna move up to here. He's only got one target in his sights at 12 meters out. And
I'm sorry, Oro.
He's gonna fire his assault rifle.
Is there no way I can dodge any of this?
You'll be remembered.
You don't have a reflex score of at least 8, so no.
I wish I would have known that. Would have made it 8.
He opens fire. Bullets streak through the night around you, hissing right past your cybernetic ear, which fortunately filters out the worst of the popping sounds as they go past you. Bullets tear up the asphalt. He misses you.
Oh.
So you don't
Oro
take
lives to see another action at least.
No.
Do I
5d6
have
points of damage.
wait, do I take damage? No.
No, you would have taken
missed you.
5d6.
He missed you.
Oh,
Let's
I
just-
would have taken what?
Yeah. Yeah, let's find out. So, oh wow, he would have rolled atrociously, so maybe you would have
Wow.
been okay anyways. All right.
Ah.
So now we're gonna head back to the apartment, and I'm gonna let you guys take your turn. Then we're gonna take a quick break to give everyone time to get water, use the bathroom, etc. So, meanwhile, in the apartment, Natalie, it's your turn. You just went down a floor. You just went down in the stairwell.
I did. I went second. Do I go first now?
Let's reassemble this. The initiative tracks between both screens, which is super special awesome. Got it. All right. So the guy who is locked into combat with you, he's going to try to frag you with his pistol, Jerax. He's gonna, you're struggling for the gun. He's gonna try to.
Good luck.
Okay. He's gonna fire at point blank range. He can make his attack, but he gets a -2. He needs to beat a 15.
Okay.
Oh.
He gets the gun up, and it barks once. Oh my
What?
god!
He rolled
hell
3
yes.
ones in a row.
He rolled 2
Hell
and
yes.
3 ones. It doesn't even pierce your armor, I don't think.
That's insane. That's like almost literally the worst it can possibly be.
Yeah. So as
one off the
A
worst.
glancing shot.
he struggles with you, and you basically, your cybernetic arm, it just glances off your arm. It just completely bounces off of it, inflicting no damage. That's all that he accomplishes as he continues to struggle. All right, Natalie, you're up. What do you do?
Natalie hears gunfighting and is very scared. Wow. And really living in this sector knows that there's no phone number that she could dial that anyone would come help, right?
Correct.
And she's thinking, well, this guy's very distracted with Jerax, so maybe I'll move back up and just peep back out again and see what's going on.
All right.
And yeah, I'm gonna just reposition back into that again.
Okay.
I
so,
might.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Yep.
After you.
I'll take all the information that you got first.
I see. It's not being, Okay. You step around the corner. You see Gina has a shotgun.
Go, Grandma Gina.
My heart is warmed. Is that it?
My heart is warmed. Action. That's it.
Roll a human perception check.
Let's see. That's H. 19.
She looks distraught, pained when she sees you. Just like, oh no, I really hoped you'd run away.
What?
Oh
No.
Oh, so I see this on Gina's face. Like she looks at me and she looks distraught.
Just regret.
And my eyes are looking at that gun, and I want to see, does it move a millimeter away from where the actual danger is and in my direction?
Yeah.
I
Yeah, it
just wanted
does.
that I have stayed 1 foot in this door in my hand, like, hey, what's up? And I would like to just whoop.
Dude.
Yeah. Okay, so you just duck right back downstairs. What's your move stat?
My move stat is 5.
Okay, so you could start running down the stairs if you want, or you
And
can just.
I will.
Okay, Natalie pokes her head out and just starts running down. Okay.
We all really suck as a team, I've noticed.
There's nothing sacred.
I'm just
We are-
really realizing how much Noam has tried and baited me into a conversation with Gina, like up to this moment, and that's what I'm filing away.
All right. So Gina leans around the corner, sees the two of you locked in a struggle, and since your back is turned, she yells, Get clear of him, Jerax. I don't have a clean shot.
Sneaky little.
Luckily for
Gina.
her, this isn't the first time I've been shot twice at point blank and in a grapple with a hulking man in Kevlar. And also in a scenario where weirdly I was being betrayed by an old woman. But that's a story for another time, I suppose. I don't pick up on the fact that I genuinely think that she would be trying to help me.
Mhm.
But I know for a fact that if I get off him while I'm grappling him, I'm as good as dead.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna keep grappling. Like it makes the most sense logically in my head.
Okay.
What can I do while grappling? Can I? I mean, do I just go straight for the throat here, or how does this work?
You can choke him. You can throw him. You can just try to beat the crap out of him. A choke. Well, so what's your body score?
Good question. 5.
5. Okay, so with a choke, you automatically deal 7 because of your cyber arm points of damage, ignoring armor. If you choke him for 3 rounds, he's unconscious.
Huh.
Or if he runs out of hit points, obviously. So you don't even need to roll to choke. You just automatically, you're in a grapple, you're the attacker, you can just start choking him out. You do that for 3 rounds, he's unconscious. You just,
Let's do it.
Okay. You start to choke him out. You deal 7 points of damage. He's not critically wounded yet. He's still fighting. And as your cybernetic arm clutches around his trachea, right for the carotid artery. Couldn't give him an embolism, but a robo arm is great in a pinch. Okay. So, do you want to move? You can also move him. There's also a human shield action.
Okay, I'm gonna move both of us into the elevator.
Okay.
With the bomb.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try.
There
and
was
whack.
a bomb.
Bomb?
There is no bomb.
I'm assuming there's a bomb there. There's no bomb?
Don't see a bomb.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna move him into the elevator, and I'm gonna smack the number. I'm just gonna smack the number 7 button, or whatever it is, the top floor.
We all know where this is going.
Oh, wow.
Okay. All right. Seeing the two of you vanish around the corner, Gina mutters under her breath, "Shit." And she's gonna start making for the stairwell.
Oh.
And that is where we are gonna go ahead and take about a 5-minute break. So, refresh your snacks, go hit the
Treacherous
bathroom,
woman.
grab some water, do whatever you gotta do.
We're all gonna die.
And we'll be right back.